Hi everyone, I'm Amy Rout and I work with Curricula Concepts, and I'm grateful that I could bring you another yoga stretch today. This one can be done on the floor, so if you want to join me now, you can get on the floor. You don't have to have a yoga mat. We are just going to kind of open up our hips and relieve our lower back just a little bit. So we'll be doing a little bit of twisting, a little bit of side to side movement. But it's important to also lengthen your hamstrings. So we'll do a little hamstring stretch. Now, you're welcome to be seated flat on the floor, or if you want to grab a pillow, you can sit on a pillow. It's going to lift your hips up just a little bit and maybe allow you to get into a little better positioning. Just whatever feels good to you. You can do whatever fits. The key is that you're moving and you're releasing tension from your body. So we are going to sit just cross-legged. If your legs don't sit crossed, again, you can sit on a pillow and that might help. Or you can even take them apart just a little bit more. Just find a place that's somewhat comfortable for you. You might even immediately, just by sitting like this, feel your hips open up just a little bit. Especially if you just sit in a chair a lot during the day with your legs straight out in front of you. This is going to open up those hips just a little bit. So let's just start sitting up nice and tall and take a few deep breaths. So inhale, exhale. Let's do that again. Big inhale and exhale. And just allow your body to kind of sink into this seated position. Just maybe notice, do a little scan of your body and notice if you're feeling tight somewhere. Maybe your neck or your shoulders or your back. Maybe it's your hips that feel a little bit tight. But just take a couple of deep breaths there in that place. Noticing how your body feels. And then let's just start with a big breath, bringing our hands over our head. So inhale your arms up, reach those arms tall. I want you to clasp those fingers right over your head and really think about lengthening those hands nice and long over the head. And then bring those hands in front of your chest, rounding your back. So pushing your back to the wall behind you as you reach your hands to the wall in front of you. Let's do that again. Inhale those arms up. Big stretch, stretch, stretch. Exhale those arms out in front of your chest. Let's do that one more time. Inhale those arms tall. Exhale those hands out in front of you. And then release your hands to your side. And maybe you just bring your fingers to the floor behind you, or maybe you clasp your hands behind you. And just let your chest open. A lot of times when we come into a stretch, we might feel other places. Like as you open your chest, you might find that your knees pop up just a little bit. I noticed that in me. My hips are a little bit tight. So just kind of notice as you move. Notice things like that where you might feel tightness or tension in your body. And release your hands. Let's take a big breath again up. And then this time, bringing your right hand to the floor and just letting that left arm come over the head and reach. We want to, instead of letting that arm fall forward, we want to keep the chest and heart open and just reach that arm over the head. Take a breath. Inhale and exhale. Take it to the other side. Just really opening up your side body here, your back, your hips, the very top of your hips. Take a breath. Inhale, expanding, exhale, bring it back to the center. Let's take another big breath in and exhale, rotating, bringing your left hand to your right knee. Your right hand comes behind you. Really sit up tall here, and then just gently take a look either straight ahead to the wall in front of you, or if your neck allows the rotation, you can look over your shoulder. But don't do anything that hurts your body. You might feel some tension as you're twisting, but we don't want to hurt our bodies. Just try to relieve the tension and tightness. Use your breath. And exhale your chest back to the front. Inhale up. Exhale, rotate the right hand to the left knee. Sit up tall. And then you can take your gaze either straight ahead or taking it over your shoulder. Relieve your tension. Inhale. Exhale. And then bring your gaze back to the front, your shoulders to the front. And then let's take those legs out in front of us and just kind of wiggle. Shake the legs out a little bit here. Shake, shake, shake. And then for some of us, we might feel a lot of tightness through our hips and the tops of our legs, through the back. So it might be more beneficial for us to kind of keep our knees slightly bent. But if you can, extend them out. And I want you to think about sitting up tall. Now again, if we're feeling tightness in those areas, sticking our legs straight out front might be really difficult to sit up tall. We might be more here. So just simply sitting like this and working your way up long would be great work for you. But eventually, if you can get here, inhale those arms up and then exhale and reach out over those toes and then just let your hands fall where they will. You don't have to roll into it. In fact, I want you to keep that chest and heart open, reaching out over your toes so that you open up the back of those legs. Again, if you need a little relief, again, we don't want to hurt anything, you can bend the knees and hinge forward. Again, keeping your chest and heart open. Feel that tension just kind of leave the body. Sometimes it limits us, but we want to breathe through it. Inhale. Exhale. Notice as you exhale, you relieve some of that tension and you're able to sink a little bit deeper. Bringing it up right there. And the last thing I want to do to you to kind of, not do to you, but do with you to open up is bring your feet together. So for some of us, it might be a little further out, but slowly working those feet in towards the body, wherever you can be. I'm going to kind of be about halfway in between long and pulled in, just because my hips feel a little bit tighter today. And then it's okay to just move the legs. Maybe you rock side to side in this pose. You don't have to just push and hold down. You can add movement in your poses. You can add whatever feels good to you. Maybe you just kind of flap your little butterfly wings. I remember when I was a little girl, we used to make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Peanut butter on one foot, jelly on the other, stick it together. That's how we did the little butterfly pose. So just do it as long as it feels good to you. Maybe you start pulling your feet in a little bit closer. We want to notice though as we pull our feet in, do we round? Maybe we try to lengthen just a little bit more. And then release that. Bring your feet to the floor. Knees are bent. Just let your hands rest on the floor and just let those knees roll side to side. Just continuing to release the hips, release the back. This should feel really good for your body. It's important to move it and to release that tension that we hold in our joints. And then let's take one last breath together. Inhale up and exhale down. Have a wonderful day today, and I will see you next time.